What's good, my fellow troops? My name is Xavvo and welcome to a brand new video. So today I'm going to be giving you a super cool time efficient strategy that I've been using in Black Ops 6 Zombies to get my critical hit kills done much quicker. This is going to speed up the process by tenfold. I'm telling you, in about half an hour on average, I have been accumulating nearly 200-300 critical hit kills. So if you are to do this for like maybe 2.5 hours, you can finish a whole weapon. It's so fast, and it only gets quicker the longer you go on for, the more rounds you play with more zombies spawning in. Now, this is not a totally AFK strategy, that must be made very clear. It's partly AFK, but partly also requires moving around as well, because there will be stuff you need to rebuy, there will be stuff you need to reactivate, that kind of stuff. But the actual technique involves kind of sitting in a certain position, and it's actually really cool and super simple. It's been working for ages, and they've still not patched it, believe it or not. So it's actually a lot of fun. I think you guys are going to really like this strategy. Now, I do have to make something else very clear. If you're not level 32, if you've prestige recently, or you happen to be a new player who hasn't actually gotten to level 32, you will actually not have the Molotov unlocked, and you need to have that unlocked for this strategy to work. It's a key component to how this trick works in getting those critical hit kills, and you will see that once we get into a game. I'm going to show you right here, just to show you my progress so far. So right now, I've got 375 critical hit kills. We obviously have to get 2,000 to complete all of the military camos. So I'm going to see how many we can get in the span of 20 minutes, and I'm going to show you this. I'm going to document it right on camera to show you just how efficient this technique is. Go into standard. If you go into directed, yes, you can still do this in directed with the round cap, but a round cap of 10 or 15 is still going to really inhibit the number of zombies that are spawning in, which actually decreases the speed of how much you're going to get this progress towards this challenge. So you can always go in directed if you want to, and do some of the storyline to increase that maximum round cap to at least 15 instead of 10. That way you do get manglers and other stuff spawning in if that's what you want to do. But I think that standard's going to be the best for this, because if you're someone who happens to get into like the really high rounds, you're going to get this done extremely fast, and that's what we're looking for. So what you're going to do is go in solo. Obviously, that's a no-brainer. You don't want other people pinching the kills, and you do want to have all the spawn rates coming to you. Then we're going to go in Citadel des Morts. This is the only map that this works on, and yeah, we're just going to get straight into it. And I will put timestamps as well, just, you know, for people who want to skip straight to the strategy if you've already set up a game. Okay, so this is exactly what I do once I go into this. Now, you can go this way, but what I choose to do instead of going this way is actually to go this way, and you'll see why from when we do the strategy why I choose to go this way instead. It's actually got a lot to do with where the Deadshot Daiquiri machine is, and it also has a lot to do with the preferred spot for this technique to work. That's why I think it's better that you go this way, so everything's kind of pre-set up. So you're going to go through this door, and as you can see, the Deadshot Daiquiri machine is here right now. You can buy Deadshot Daiquiri if you manage to gather up the essence for it and start making some progress towards those critical hit kills before we actually get into the setup. But I personally want to save the essence right now just so I can actually finish the setup, and we'll come back to that afterwards. But you can gather those critical hit kills as you go. Like I say, this is going to be really crucial for the technique as well. You do have to get this at some point before we start doing the technique. Otherwise, you're not going to be gathering those critical hit kills as fast as you want, and you won't be getting them just like magnetizing, just, you know, happening as you get the kills. So that's the key component as well. Get through this door, and what you want to do is, you know, start the basic part of the storyline, which involves coming up here. You will want enough essence, obviously, to get through this door here.
A few moments later.
So, like I say, you're going to go through this door. This is part of the basic setup and all that, if you guys didn't know, if you've not played this map before. See, what you're going to do in setting this up is you're going to come up here, crank to rotate, hold it down until it's fully rotated the cannon. And then you're going to hit fire the cannon. It's going to blow a hole in the front of the castle. And then what you can do is head down. And essentially, this is not only going to grant you access to this crafting bench here. I know there is another crafting bench at the spawn, which you can always run round to, which probably would be more preferable, I guess, if you're not wanting to run into the trap or, you know, the area where the kills have been gathered. You can always go back to the spawn, but this is another bench area you can go to. But, as you see, we've just gathered, actually, in that time, about 25 critical hit kills. So we're now at 400. So just keep that in mind. Oh, God, we're pinned in there. Jesus. Okay, head through this door. This is all part of setting up just the basic stuff like the pack-a-punch machine, because you are going to need pack-a-punch for this to make it even quicker, so that, you know, whilst the trap is doing its thing, whilst the technique is gathering the critical hit kills, you're also going to be gathering a bunch more critical hit kills with just normal kills with your gun. Right, we're out of ammo. That's a bit of a shame. We do have an ammo cache. Let's get some of that. Right, you're going to open this door, and then when you head down here, what you want to do is blow the locks off of this crate, and it will spawn a Doppelgastin, so don't be alarmed. It does sprint. If you move around the room and you dodge its charges and shoot it, that will stop it from running. I'm just going to gather that. It's pretty simple to kill. You just got to kind of aim higher up to quickly kill it. There we go. You've killed it. Now it's going to drop a Blood Ethereum Crystal. We're going to gather that. You're going to place it in here, and it's going to spawn in the Pack-a-Punch machine right there. And there you go. You've got the Pack-a-Punch set up. I better get out of here. This is getting a bit hectic. Holy shit. Right, let's loop around this room. That kind of helps, I guess, in getting them in a circle. That's usually a nice little strategy I do in the meantime before we get to, like, the actual technique. I just kind of run in circles, gathering zombies up, and that usually helps in, you know, grouping them together and getting easier critical hit kills, because, you know, they're all in front of each other. Granted, again, if you have Deadshot Dacry on whilst you're doing this bit, you know, you're already going to be making some progress towards this challenge. You're also going to want to be gathering salvage as you go, because even if you have brought in a Molotov like I have here, see, I brought a Molotov into my game, that's only one. You're going to want to get max Molotovs, which will mean buying them from the crafting bench, which does require 350 salvage on average, I think, per Molotov. So you're going to want to gather a decent amount of salvage whilst doing this. That's kind of why I am including the setup as part of this technique, because you might as well be setting up for the Pack-a-Punch machine whilst, you know, you're doing this, because you're going to need to gather salvage anyway to get those Molotovs for the technique. So, right. Pack-a-Punch 1. There we go. Alright, so we've got a Pack-a-Punch. We've set the game up generally, so we're probably not going to have to set this up ever again now. Unless we die or we go into a completely brand new game, this is the one time you'll need to set this up. You can actually always do this, where you go down here and click save and quit. As long as there's not an exfil that is able to be called in on that round, and, you know, as long as you've got full health, then you can save and quit, and it actually make a save file. So whenever you hop back in, you actually have all your Pack-a-Punches saved, all your weapon levels, your armor, everything. You'll have everything pre-saved. Now that we've got all that out of the way, let's go to the bench, and we want to buy Molotovs. I've only got the ability to buy one more, but we've got two right now, so I'm just going to show you how to do the strategy now. So the reason I said go through this door and not this door is because when you actually start coming this way, well, you're actually opening the less preferable doors first. And if you don't know, the strategy, basically what it is when you open these doors, you can enable a oil trap here on the wall, and what you do is you throw Molotovs into the oil, which ignites it on fire into this massive flame fest. And the trouble with this door in doing this technique is that there's not really anywhere you can stand. So you actually get less efficiency from the trap from using this door, because yes, you can sit here and shoot zombies coming towards you from these spawn areas, but the trap is only really killing zombies behind you. So there's nowhere you can really stand that will get the most efficiency out of this area, which is why this is the least favorable area. Now, with this area over here, however, you actually have a little area where you can sit in. So I'm going to just show you right now. We've got a bunch of zombies coming our way. We're going to enable the oil trap. We're going to climb on the wall here, and we're going to throw a Molotov down here. And every zombie from that spawn place behind you are all just going to run straight into the trap. Now, if we have Deadshot Dacry on, that critical hit kill count is going to be even more. Now, you're probably asking me, how is this tracking towards the camo? You're not getting the kills with the weapon. Well, this is the thing with this game. For some reason, it tracks these critical hit kills as progress towards the weapon. I don't know why. It just seems to think all critical hit kills that you're doing with that trap are done with the weapon, and it adds it into your military camo progression, which is absolutely nuts, considering you're really not using the weapon that much at all. But there we go. So we've just popped a Deadshot Dacry, which now means we're going to be ADS locking onto the head whenever we aim down sight at a zombie. So with the Deadshot Dacry, what this does is it basically tricks the game into thinking you're getting headshots because you have this perk on, and the trap is enabled. Now, the only downside to this is that, yes, there's a cooldown. So what I typically do is I'll run over to the less favorable trap over here, and I'll also do it over here a little bit whilst that thing cools down, because yes, you can also use this one, and it's somewhat efficient. It's just not as efficient because, like I say, there's not really a sitting spot or a way for you to watch your back. So we're just going to activate that one, and we're just going to set that on fire. And what we'll do is we'll just watch the zombies in front of us. So these ones are going to get killed by the trap. You don't want to sit too close to it. You might want to stay on this bottom half of the stairs so you don't burn yourself. And there you go. We're just going to lock on the head. We've got the trap going at it in the background as well. And like I say, when you get into the really high rounds, this shit is going to be tracking by masses. I mean, it's going to be ridiculously high how many critical hit kills you're going to get in those really late rounds where you've got like hundreds of zombies running through the trap behind you or next to you, depending on which one you use. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to increase my weapon level. We actually do have a bit more to go get some more Molotovs. So, also, little tip, if you're at the crafting bench, don't do what I'm doing, just standing here. You should probably enable your Ether Storm like this whilst you're using the bench. That way, any zombies that try to hit you whilst you're on the bench, they're going to get shocked behind you, so they can't actually kill you. Right, so far we've been in this game for 15 minutes. We're on round 10. I'm not sure how many critical hits we've actually done. The game, I don't think, tracks, if I'm not wrong. Actually, I think it does. Yeah, 136. We've done 136 so far, and we've not really used the trap too much. We're going to go and reuse this strategy again at this door with the Deadshot Daiquiri on, and I'm going to show you just how many this is going to get you, because it's absolutely nuts. Like, this has definitely sped up the process by miles, because beforehand, I was literally just sitting there doing your kills normally with the Deadshot Daiquiri. But with this technique, it actually just, like, seems to double or triple the progress. So we're going to head back down here, enable the oil trap, jump on the wall, throw it here, and there we go. Let's just sit and let the zombie start running in. Granted, you probably will want to wait for the round to actually start. Don't do what I did then. I started the trap too early, because time isn't really on your side here. It doesn't matter how long the trap lasts. So if you have hundreds of zombies running through here, it's going to be even more than what we just did there. And you can also be making progress whilst you get these normal kills as well. Oh, we got a ton of salvage. Holy crap. That's going to be useful. We can buy some more Molotovs. And yeah, that's essentially the entire strategy. Rinse, repeat. Okay, we've got a Doppelgast. Now, right now, it doesn't look like I've done a ton of progress because obviously I'm in, like, pretty early rounds. And like I say, I've only used the trap maybe twice now. Once with a Deadshot Daiquiri. Also, part of the reason why I urge you guys to do the setup in general, because obviously if you're doing this for long rounds, you're going to need the Pack-a-Punch to begin with. But also because the armor plate area on the wall is actually through that first door up here, you know, through the castle door. Here's another thing I actually want to make very clear about this strategy. If you actually sit down the side here, you might think that that's going to be a smarter idea, but what actually happens is the zombies will climb over the wall and attack you that way, and it's going to get you knocked. Also, the zombies are not going to run into the trap if you're sat down the side. So actually sitting on that wall is actually going to be the key to tricking them to go into the trap. I think I'm going to upgrade my armor. I definitely want to do that. We also need to get some Juggernog on us. There we go. It's good that they've got these in the same area. There we go. 2 armor plates. The only reason I would say not to do this in normal mode is if you're a new player and you don't want to get killed by, like, all the manglers and stuff in between the rounds and all the harder bosses, like Doppelgasses. That's the only reason I'd tell you not to do this in casual, and maybe directed mode would be more for you. But look at this. Like, this is absolutely just speeding the progress up. This is what I mean about don't throw it too close to you, because if you throw that Molotov too close to you, you're going to get yourself knocked. Right, we've got 600 critical hit kills. When we went into this, I think we had, what was it, 375 or something? That's insane. We've got over 200 critical hit kills in just 20 minutes. I've been in here for 20 minutes and gotten 200 critical hit kills. If you're doing this for, like, hours, mate, you're going to finish the entire weapon at that rate. Genuinely. It's so efficient. This thing is so good. The trap also helps with those kind of zombies with buckets on their head. Because if they do have buckets, you can't really hit them yourself with a Deadshot Daiquiri anyway. So that's going to be helpful as well in that regard. Ether Storm, Molotovs, we got 2. There we go. And rinse, repeat. This is more just me at this point just showing you how much more progress we're going to get over the longer rounds. More than anything, because I've already shown you the main strategy. It's very, very simple. Enable the trap, jump on the wall, fire, and here we go. Here they all come. Woohoo! Oh my god. What I will advise as well is, you know, so that you don't get bored doing this strategy over and over just for ages, you probably will want to at least, you know, maybe have some Netflix, some Amazon Prime, or some Disney Plus, maybe some YouTube running on the side of your screen. If you've got a second monitor, or you've got your phone on hand, you can always watch something whilst you're, you know, or listen to something whilst you're doing this, because this is going to be, you know, kind of boring to just do over and over. It definitely eases the boredom of doing normal camo grinding by having a technique, a strat, but I don't think you'd want to stomach this shit for, like, hours just purely looking at the screen. Some people might, but that's something I do. I've literally just been sat watching My Name is Earl, that one fucking 2000s series that has the Dave actor from Alvin the Chipmunks in it. It's pretty good. I've just been watching that shit whilst doing this, and it's made it a lot more bearable. You know, you get some chuckles in whilst you're doing this tedious grind. So yeah, this is the only map this works on, because this is the only map that actually has this oil trap feature. There we go. And in they come. Critical hit kill galore. Oh yeah, look at that. They're just stacking up and I'm not moving a muscle. God damn. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's all tracking on my weapon without actually doing anything. Like I say, you can also make some extra progress whilst you're setting the trap, you know. It's literally that simple. So we've been in here for now 25 minutes. So what I'm going to quickly do is, because I actually want to keep this for the next match, because I want to keep the setup, I'm going to head down here and click save and quit. This actually saves a save file for the game. As you can see, we gathered 330 critical hit kills in just half an hour. If I was doing this for an hour and a half, I would have gathered 900. So to put that into perspective, that's nearly half of your critical hit camos done in just an hour and a half. This is insanely quick compared to what you're doing normally, and I have to say this is by far the most efficient and the quickest method to finishing these military camos that I've seen in zombies so far. It's been working for months. Literally nothing has been done to change it, so it's absolutely insane. So I'm just going to show you now as actual proof that that's actually tracked onto the weapon right now. So as you can see, yeah, 692 critical hit kills. You guys remember I had just shy of 400 critical hit kills when I went into this. So that has been tracking. That has been tracking to the weapon. So that is the strategy. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to drop a like on the video for your boy. It really helps me out. Leave a comment as well if you want to help with the algorithm. And yeah, be also sure to subscribe if you want for more of these Black Ops 6 related videos. And yeah, with that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.